Lions going off in the background. So that's a bush fix repair. Hoping, holding thumbs, crossing fingers that it will work.
So there's Stefan helping the guys from Bigfoot fixing the shower.
Wood loaded, tires deflated. We rolled forward onto what looked like a promising dirt road. Our sights were set on Khutse Game Reserve. But as with life, the path we travel isn't always the one we planned. What was meant to be a route through Zimbabwe turned into something unexpected. Plans changed, so did our direction. Now, the Hilux pointed towards Khutse Game Reserve, a vast 2,500 square kilometer sanctuary established in 1971. It marks the southern edge of the legendary Central Kalahari Game Reserve. In the local tongue, Kootsie means where one kneels to drink, a name that speaks to the deep connection between land, life and survival in the Kalahari. With dust rising behind us and the unknown ahead, we leaned into the journey, ready for whatever the wild had in store. Okay, our first morning here in Kootsie. We arrived yesterday. A bit of a long journey. It took us about, I think, 12 hours or so from Pretoria, but yeah, the border crossing was a bit of a... I wouldn't say it was busy, it was just, I don't know, they were just very slow. There was a group in front of us, but some issues or something, but yeah, crossing was a bit slow. We entered through Pioneers Gate, Kulpatshack. We went through Lubatsi, turned off on the B111 just before Gabs, just to miss all the traffic in Gaborone. And yeah, we made our way to Kootsie. So the road into Kootsie was not too bad. There were some sections that was a bit terrible. But yes, most of the road was pretty cool and yeah, easy going. So yeah, arrived at camp a bit later than we expected to. But yeah, first morning, settled in. It was quite chilly during the night. As expected, winter months in the Kalahari, it was a bit chilly. But yeah, nothing too bad, nothing we couldn't handle. Yeah, we had a bit of a late start this morning, which is also fine, seeing that we're on holiday. But yeah, so today we'll just drive around a bit, just explore Kootsie a bit, and we'll take you guys on the journey. So we pulled in at Kootsie number 9. I spoke to Christoph from Get Out Go. He said it's a pretty cool campsite, so yeah, we pulled in at Kootsie number 9. As you can see, the grass is fairly tall, so don't really have a view around you. But yeah, still awesome. So we're just pulling into Kootsie's waterhole here. I see there is water in the pan, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, at least there, I'm not sure if you can see that lack on the GoPro here in the windscreen. But yeah, at least there's some water here and in the background, but it's way too far for the GoPro. There's some springbuck hanging around here. But yeah, at least there's water. Yeah, wind is still pumping today. We'll see how that goes. Now it's time for breakfast. What's on the menu?
Bacon, eiers and toast.
Hey Dad, what are you doing?
Yeah, the inevitable happened. Fixing a puncture on Karin's wheelchair. But yeah, it's more than a puncture, it's a slit. So I don't know if we're going to be able to fix this. So this is going to be fun 6 days, 7 days without a wheelchair wheel. Because in my own stupidity, I never packed a spare. So let's see. Yeah, pretty crappy. So that's a bush fix repair, holding thumbs, crossing fingers that it will work. Me and Henry just counted. Stupidity on our part, my part. But yeah, I think we only have like, what do we say? Hoeveel?
9 or 10.
No, it wasn't that much. But yeah, let's call it about 8 patches left. But yeah, the patches is a bit old. The glue was finished. Luckily, I had, for the tire repair, I had some glue hoping that will work. But yeah, it's cut all over. We didn't really realize it was that flat, so I think it went in between the rim and the tire. But yeah, let's see. Always fun on day 2. Lekker.
Did it work?
Yeah. Luckily for us it worked. It only took 1 patch. Only 1 patch, but I see there's a few close calls here. But yeah, no leak so far, so hopefully it holds out for another 6-7 days. Right, so we're currently on the afternoon drive. It's just before 5, I think it's 10 minutes to 5, sun is setting. So we just visited the waterhole now. There was no activity, but we did hear a lion in the far distance. So we're just making a loop around the pan here to see maybe they're coming towards the water or something. But yeah, so let's see if we can find them. So if the footage is a bit shaky, it's usually the driver's fault. Ready for tonight's dinner. Preparing for tonight's dinner. Lions going off in the background. Not sure what birds in the background over here. But yeah, gonna be pretty awesome. So we're busy preparing the braai. So we've got some old school braai broodjies in the braai bag. This thing works lekker. You put it in there, put it on the grill, doesn't fall apart. So that's always a lekker one. Got some lekker pork steak. We've got some salad or something for Henry, I don't know, like chicken salad. And then we've got our African wild spice. So yeah, let's get it on the barbecue. Actually not barbecue, braai, because we in South Africa, we braai. Right, so we left camp like fairly early this morning. I think we left just after 6 o'clock this morning. It was still dark. The car showed like 2 degrees outside. I don't know if the GoPro picks it up, but you could see it quite cold still. So yeah, we went to Kootsie watering hole. Didn't see much. So yeah, we're just on a slow drive. It's now just before 7 o'clock. So yeah, I'm just putting in some breakfast for Henry quickly. We always buy these little pizza pockets. The GoPro can pick that up. So we buy like pizza pockets and then we just pop it into the road shape. So yeah, it takes about 20 minutes around about there for it to fully cook and get a bit crisp. But yeah, then we'll continue. So yeah, let me show you. So it's just a little oven over here. This is the little pizza pocket. So yeah. Just pop it in there and then we'll wait about 20 minutes and see how it looks. Alright, so Henry's food is done. I hope it's done. Ja, nou, this looks lekker. Yeah, that was quick and easy. Fairly quick and easy. But yeah, not too bad. Little pizza pie. As long as the teenager is kept fed, then life is good. It's almost like happy wife, happy life. It's like happy teenager, happy camping. Yum, yum. Right, so we've just taken a drive to, if I'm pronouncing it correct, to Marusele. So we're at number 3 now. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's a lot of activity on this side because yeah, there's no water here. The track was extremely overgrown to campsite number 3. But yeah, it's quite far apart from the other 2 campsites. I think here you're really in isolation. But yeah, it's not a bad campsite. Got, well, yeah, I suppose it's got some like the big trees. Big trees. Not really. But yeah, it's not a bad campsite. Right guys, so we've had a lot of questions about our shower setup for Corinne in the wheelchair. So we'll just quickly show you the setup without her being in the shower though. Sorry. In any case, let me just quickly show you. So on the bush lapa, it's got the shower wing, and then we've just got a like a normal toilet chair that just works easier for her to sit on with a little brace pipe there in the bottom, and then the little loose shower head. Yeah, so she usually takes a shower in the afternoon, as it's just a bit easier than at night. Then we have to be on the lookout, and we have to be extra careful. So it's just easier for her to take a shower in the afternoon, and then she's done for the day, and then it's just me and Andrew left at night. But yeah, that's the little shower setup in the bush lapa. So yeah, we're just having a pizza night tonight. We're doing it a bit, not night, we're doing it a bit earlier, so we can go for a drive when the sun sets. Yeah, we got the pizza braai up here. Andrew eating as always. Pizza looks lekker, not bad. There's the pizza master chef. You've put in your orders over there. And then let me show you the most perfect round pizzas you'll ever find. Not. But yeah, in any case, pizza and Kootsie. So if that's not a beautiful African sunset, then I'm not sure what is. The sky is on fire. Absolute stunning. So yeah, we just finished our afternoon game drive. Unfortunately, no luck. We heard the lions again this afternoon, but yeah, unfortunately couldn't find them. So this is our last night in Khutse. We'll be packing up tomorrow morning and we'll be heading to Maloi. But yeah, what a sunset. Okay, so this morning we're on our way to Maloi. I think Maloi number 3. We had a bit of a late start this morning. We woke up fairly early. We had a bit of a commotion outside the caravan, but thinking it was just a few birds or something having a banter or whatever. But yeah, so after waking up and checking the trail cams, we actually had 2 cheetahs that moved through camp this morning. So that was pretty cool. I've never had cheetahs on my trail cam before. In fact, I've never had cheetahs through my campsite. So that was pretty cool. So we jumped in the vehicle, we made our way down to the watering hole to see if we can't still spot them. We had a few drives around the pan. It took a bit of our time. But in any case, we couldn't find them again. At least the trail cam had them. So yeah, we packed up. Like I said, it took a bit longer. We left about an hour later than what we originally expected to leave. But yeah, we're on our way to Maloi. Quite a narrow track, because we took, if you could call it like the middle road, if you could call it like that, because there's a top road with a cut line, and then there's just like kind of like the middle road, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's it's overgrown, which is not that bad. It's a bit bumpy. But it's just, yes, the sides are so closed in that we just had 2 vehicles approaching from the front. That's obviously not towing, but Yeah, I don't know. So we just like stared at one another. So eventually I had to move in between those branches and stuff. But yeah, so it's a bit of a strange track. We've got oncoming traffic. Yeah, so on our way to Malori. We'll show you a bit of the road and we'll catch up with you guys as soon as we set up camp. Lekker. It's a reminder of how fast things can go wrong in the bush. So yeah, what a pity. Hopefully the guys were all okay and all safe and they made it. But yeah, it must be a terrible thing to go through here in the middle of Kootsie and your car burning down. I think we're about 24 k's from Malori and we're about 24 k's from Kootsie. So yeah, this has been basically in the middle between the two camps. Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, hopefully they were all fine and they all survived. Okay, so this morning we just put in some bread dough that Karin made last night in the little oven. So we're gonna have some burgers for lunch. So let's just see how they look. So they didn't rise or whatever the word is for that. I'm not a baker that well, but yeah, they look fairly delicious and lekker. So yeah, I think burgers will be a treat this afternoon. So we just pulled into the Malori watering hole here, hoping to find the elephants. So always here, there's a lot of elephants here, but yeah, no luck for now. There's however, but it's too far in the background. There's a lot of kudu and springbok in the background here. Yeah, and there's also a lot of bird activity. But yeah, it's beautiful as the sun sets over the water hole there in the back. Yeah, not a bad day in Africa. Not a bad day in Africa. So we pulled into Malori number 2 for 3 nights now. On the one side, I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't book number 1 because it's a lot closer to the waterhole. But yeah, the sand is extremely thick at number 1 and number 2 for Karine in the wheelchair. So obviously, I think number 3 is the best option. So yeah, Maloi waterhole in Khutse Game Reserve with the African sun setting in the back. Okay, so we went for a bit of a morning drive. Came to Maloi waterhole fairly early this morning, but unfortunately we couldn't see anything. Then took a drive to a pan. It's called Pan with no name. It's just a dried out pan about 3 kilometers from Maloi number 3. Made a U-turn, came back, and glad we did come back because we finally found the elephant. Although it's just a lone elephant, at least it's our first elephant that we've ever seen in the Kalahari. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. Spending some time with her. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So today was a very relaxed day in camp. We didn't do much. We just had this morning drive to the waterhole and to the pan with no name. So yeah, tonight we're making pizza again. We just came to the watering hole to see what's going on here. It's a fair amount of animals. There's some jackal in the background, some game spot on that side. There's elephant obviously in the water like you saw now. Just a big herd of kudu that left just now, some springbucks, some blue wildebeest, and a lot of bird life. But yeah, all in all a good, relaxing day in Kootsie. So tomorrow we'll take a drive down to Moreswe site to see what's happening over there. I saw on Facebook somewhere there was a recent some sightings there recently in the beginning of the month, so well, we'll take a drive there to see how that looks. So I left camp very early this morning, just before 7 o'clock. I put the trail cam out at the dam at the little watering hole last night, but in my own stupidity I switched it on, but I never put it to recording mode. So when I got there this morning, I think it was 6:30. Yeah, it didn't record anything, but you could see there was some movement around the trail cam. But in any case, we'll try that again tonight. So yeah, we're on just on a little bit of a game drive now this morning. It's just after 7 o'clock now. I'm just preparing a bit of breakfast for the road ahead, maybe, yeah. So we'll have some leftover pizza from last night that we made. So I'm just going to put that in the little road chef, and then we'll have some breakfast on the road. Yeah, very cold. When I got up this morning, the car temperature showed -2 degrees. So yeah, it's a fairly chilly morning this morning. But we survived. So let's see how the day goes. Welcome to Moreswe Pan. So yeah, seeing that it's still early, we're just setting up the coffee station quickly, making some coffee. Took the pizza out of the road chef. We'll have some coffee, have some pizza. We'll drive around the pan a bit just to check out all the other campsites, and then we'll head back to our camp. doing some chores around camp. Hi guys, so there's always a lot of complaining and moaning going on that the guys never look after the campsites. But yeah, today 3 guys from Bigfoot Tours rolled into camp. They're busy cleaning up, they cleaned the braai, they're busy fixing the shower. So yeah, there's definitely some maintenance going on. They are looking after you guys. So yeah, come and support Bigfoot Tours. They're definitely doing the rounds, they're fixing stuff, they're making it happen. So I'm just gonna go around here. How's it, guys? Thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
You must lekker.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Blackie.
Blackie. Your name?
Fiction.
Fiction. Welcome and thank you, ne? And here's the man fixing the shower, brand new bucket for tonight. How are you?
I'm alright, and you?
Lekker. What's your name?
My name is TT.
TT. Welcome and thank you, man. I appreciate all the hard work.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, man. Just tell me quickly again. You said you guys left the gate this morning and you came from?
We came from Gaborone all the way down here to fix the showers,
Sure.
fix the toilets, clean the campsites. As you can see, we were here last month fixing the showers. The elephants broke them. Every time we move around, you find a problem there. You find a wrecked bucket, holes like this. So yes, it's a problem here. Since the elephants came this side, hey, it's a problem.
Constant maintenance, ne? Constant
Now
maintenance.
we have to be here time and again, so that you guys become satisfied when you come here.
Lekker, that's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Great, thank you so much, Iti. That's it, guys. So yeah, that's it. So please support Bigfoot. We'll put their details downstairs. They are down in the description below. They do the whole of CKGR and they do Kootsie. So if you want your bookings done, you can just contact them.
So there's Stefan helping the guys from Bigfoot fixing the shower.
As the sun dipped low over the Malori waterhole, we gathered with new friends to witness the pride of South Africa, some Springbok rugby, a moment to remember. As we're leaving Malori and Kootsie this morning, it's time to reflect back on the past 7 days we had in Kootsie. Although we didn't see a lot of game or exciting predators, it was still an awesome experience, just experiencing the desolation and the isolation and the aloneness of being in Kootsie. But also it was quite cool meeting new people, like-minded people. Like the day before yesterday, there's some guys that pulled into Malori #1, and obviously we met up on the game drives. We started chatting, and last night all of us at 5 o'clock ended up at the Malori watering hole with a laptop and a Starlink on and watching the Springbok rugby game. And that's something that you don't do every day. It's memories that we'll never forget. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, all in all, Kootsie was good to us. The weather was a bit cold. The roads not too bad. We're on a bit of a bumpy road now. But yeah, Kootsie was awesome. Unfortunately, the game is a bit scarce in the area. Especially up here in Malori. We thought this is where all the lions would be and. But yeah, I think we heard lion one night for like 2 minutes in a very far distance. Never saw any lion, actually never even saw any spoor of predators up in Malori. We saw the one elephant. Apparently yesterday there was 5 elephants at the watering hole, but yeah, we only saw the one elephant. But yeah, Kootsie was still good. Would we come back? I'm sure we'll come back, yeah. Or maybe just plan it a little bit better, not to do it in the middle of winter. As yesterday morning when we woke up, it was -3 degrees. So yeah, it was a bit chilly. But in any case, we're on our way out. We're on our way to Gaborone. And hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Not sure where that's gonna be. We'll see where the road takes us. Cheers. Right, so last night we pulled into Mokolodi Lodge. It's 10 kilometers outside of Gaborone. And what an awesome little place this. We have to thank our friends over at Expedition Botswana for suggesting this little paradise to us. Like I say, it's 10 k's out of Gaborone. It's a wonderful little place. They've got some lekker chalets that you can sleep in. They've got a campsite available. It's like educational center type thing as well. They've got wild dogs here. They've got cheetahs here. They've got a lot of antelope and yeah, it's a lot of activities that you can do here as well. You can go on game drives. You can do bush walks. Yeah, but it's a lekker little place. So we slept in a chalet over here. It's got 2 rooms on either side with 3 beds in each room. It's got a little kitchenette and then a little bathroom. But yeah, what a peaceful setting just outside of Gaborone. You're not hearing any of the city noises. They've got a restaurant on the premises as well. You can have dinners and you can have your breakfast and whatever. So yeah, cool little spot. We'll put the details down below. If you ever need to pull in or if you're going to Kootsie or wherever, you need an overnight stop here in Gaborone. Mokolodi Lodge, definitely a nice place.